Rangers go to the goal to our right away from their bench. Otis Broughton, Craig Bechtel, and Scott Arthur, a good officiating crew tonight. So settle in for Dubois County basketball here on WBDC Sports. Cooper, Ebelhair, and Caden Nykum jump it up. The toss is a good one, and it's controlled by the Raiders. Southridge has it. Carter Whitehead will take it into the backcourt against Reed Howard. Terminates that bounce, looks around, gets it back to Caden Nykum. Deep left side, out to Tooley, right at the top of the key. Hand back to Hernandez. Now Caden Nykum, they circle weave out front. Carter Whitehead with it, right of the lane, all the way to the basket, lays it up and scores.
Real nice screen by Mick Ubelor. Freed Carter Whitehead up, he goes to the basket, scores.
2-0 Raiders on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. Here comes Reed Howard. Goes out to Nally, now to Drew Howard. Howard with it, fires a pass inside to Nally, reverse layup, and he scores.
Back cut, and he's wide open.
Rangers pressing Southridge just a bit. Up the left side goes Hernandez. Hernandez jumps a pass in the middle, nobody home, and here comes Nally. Nally up the floor for Forest Park, out to Ebelhair. Shot fake, out to Nally. Three in the air, top of the key, air ball. Rebounded inside by Nolan Winkler. His pass back out, picked off by Mick Ubelor for the Raiders. We're tied at 2. So both teams with a couple of bad passes, and here comes Southridge on the attack with under 7 to play here in the opening quarter. Hernandez bounce pass to Caden Nykum, deep left point. Ball above his head. Goes out to Ubelor, ball knocked away by Drew Howard. He's got it up the left sideline, ran out of real estate, he went out of bounds back to Southridge.
Yeah, credit Drew on the hustle there. He got in the passing lane and disrupted the pass, nearly had a Southridge second turnover of the night.
So Mick Ubelor will bring it in on the far sideline away from us toward the corner. Drops it into Carter Whitehead, tied at 2. Whitehead drives it across the 10-second line against Drew Howard. Hands it back to Hernandez straight away at the timeline. 6:19 to go here in the first quarter. Deadlocked at 2. Hernandez works against Drew Howard. Off deep to Caden Nykum, right side high. Drives right baseline, gets cut off, flings it back out to Colin Tooley. He sends it to Carter Whitehead, top of the key. Whitehead left side high to Ubelor against Ebelhair. Now into the lane, Colin Tooley out to Hernandez. 3 in the air, off the rim, no good. Rebound vacuumed up by Reed Howard. Howard, the sophomore guard, dives into the lane. Ball stripped away momentarily, picked it up, put it up, no good. Rebound inside. Drew fouled his shot and got the bucket.
Yeah, his first shot was in and out. He fouled it, got the roll. 4-2 Rangers.
So Reed Howard got the bucket, 4-2. Rangers on top by 2. Whitehead in a trap out near the timeline, across the back line to Hernandez. Fernando Hernandez, left of the elbow, left side, ball batted away once again. Caden Nykum pulled it down. Short corner left side, Ubelor, 12-footer. Off the mark, no good. Weak side rebound by Nolan Winkler. Ball knocked out of his hands. They're going to say off Winkler, and Southridge will get it.
Yes, Forest Park doesn't like that. Southridge might have dodged the bullet there with the second Forest Park turnover of the night.
So the Raiders will bring it in on the baseline. Carter Whitehead with Southridge down 4-2 will do the honors. Into the corner to Mick Ubelor. Hands it back to Carter. Carter right side against Reed Howard. Out to Caden Nykum. 3 in the air. In and out, no good. Circle the rim and bounces out, and Forest Park has it. Reed Howard across the timeline. Into the corner to Ebelhair. Back to Drew Howard. Howard spins in the lane, and he palmed the basketball.
Yeah, Forest Park with 3 early turnovers, much to the dismay of Coach Welp.
Off to our left, David Welp, the fourth-year front man of the Rangers, former Ranger player on some good teams back in the day. Up the floor, Hernandez. Drew Howard on him, meets him at the timeline. Fernando with it. Bounce pass deep left to Caden Nykum outside the three-point line. Nally on him. Nykum looks inside, drives it toward the left baseline. Dribbled it off his foot, off his body. And back to, they say, Southridge. David Welp can't believe it.
Yeah, another break there for Southridge.
Craig Bechtel's going to step in.
They're going to step in, and I think overrule that.
Yeah, I think it went off Nykum. He just dribbled it right off himself. Well, maybe not. Give it to Southridge.
Yeah.
Good.
Got to take
for
advantage.
The Raiders. Inbound the ball to Mick Ubelor. Ball knocked away. The Raiders turn it over. Now Forest Park turns it over. The official was in the way of the pitch-ahead pass, and that benefited the Raiders. The official was standing in the way. Southridge gets it back. Yep, they're part of the game. Caden Nycomb with it for Southridge. Out front, drives right baseline. Throws up a wild shot and hits it.
Got it to roll. 4-4. Caden Nycomb with his first points of the contest.
About halfway home here in the first quarter. Tied at 4. Reed Howard, the sophomore point guard, brings it up for the Rangers. Leaves it off for Nally. Swings it left to Drew Howard. Howard tries to work off a screen. Takes it to the right elbow. Into the corner to Reed Howard. Marches in the lane. Ball batted away. Southridge has it. Nando up the floor. Into the corner. Nycomb. He gets in the way of the official and floats up a 3 and hits it.
Caden Nycomb breaks the tie. 7-4 Southridge, his 5th point of the quarter.
Howard the other way for Forest Park. Now it's Drew. Outside between the double circles, checks with David Welp. Raiders on top 7-4. Slew of Rangers to come in at the next stoppage of play here. Tate Whitehead will come up the bench for Southridge. Drew Howard with it, works against Tooley, pulls up top of the key, long with the shot, rebound inside Caden Nycomb, and Cooper Ebelhair, I think, was through his back. Scott Arthur wants the substitutes to get down so he can make the motion to the scores table.
Yeah, they're going to give the foul to Cooper Ebelhair, his first, the team first. Tate Whitehead's going to check in for Nando, I think. Yeah, he goes in for Nando. Forest Park will come back with that pressure, full court pressure.
Jace Berg, Trevor Berg in the lineup. Also, Caden Bowman for Forest Park. Raiders up 7-4. Whitehead drives it up against Reed Howard. Shovels it off to Caden Nycomb. He'll fire another 3. This one glances off, no good. Rebounded by Reed Howard. Forest Park has it. Howard to Bowman on the baseline. Sends it back to Drew Howard in the lane. Puts it up, got it and one. He's very good at creating. He's a scorer. He's not only a jump shooter from the outside, he can get into that lane. He did it right there.
Yeah, did a good job drawing contact too, and has a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Before the season's said and done, he will probably be the Rangers' all-time leading scorer. Carter Whitehead got the foul, and he's a good free throw shooter as you would expect. The UE baseball signee has 3, and we're deadlocked at 7. Carter Whitehead brings it up, spins away from a trap, bounce pass in the corner to Tate Whitehead. He goes underneath the basket, runs out of real estate, threw the ball away, got into no man's land and had nowhere to go. Here comes Berg up the floor. Jace right of the lane, big jump stop, and Tate Whitehead fouled him.
Yeah, Tate kind of got caught between a rock and a hard place there. Nothing to do but to foul him. His first, the team's second. Be it on the floor foul, so Forest Park will inbounds the basketball underneath their own goal.
Rangers get it into Drew Howard, free throw line, into the lane against Mick, puts it up and couldn't get the roll. Rebound tipped around. Caden Nycomb pulled it out of there for the Raiders. We're tied at 7. Carter up the right side across the timeline with a hip-high dribble with his right hand. Goes into the corner to Colin Tooley. Tooley with it on the high right side. Terminates that dribble, looks for a cutter. Baseline right deep to Mick Ubelor. He goes baseline, opposite corner to Tate. Out to Carter, shot fake, dives into the lane, leaves it underneath the Mick. Shot fake the shot, and he got it.
Yeah, nice, good extra pass by Carter to Mick. Mick's in the scorer's column with his first point. 9-2 or 9-7 Southridge, 2:08 left.
Rangers bring it the other way. Drew Howard against Whitehead on the high right. Goes out to Berg. Jace Berg with it from Trevor Berg. Berg into the lane, all the way to the basket, and a travel. He just took off with the ball underneath his arm like a running back. Cooper Ebelhair.
And that's the 6th Forest Park turnover of the quarter. So
Hunter Eckert back in. Cooper Ebelhair as well for Forest Park. 9-7 Raiders by 2, under 2 to play here in the first quarter. Carter Whitehead up the right side, into the corner to Colin Tooley. Tooley with it, there's a trap, out to Caden Nycomb, left corner 3, no good. Rebound tipped around inside, Rangers pull it out of there. Trevor Berg off to Reed Howard. He quickly brings it up for Forest Park. Spins into the lane, goes baseline, puts it up and scores.
Yeah, we just can't let Reed do that tonight.
9-9 our score. Highly contested game here early. Nycomb, baseline to Hunter Eckert, fumbled it into the corner now to Tate Whitehead. Back out to Colin Tooley, to Caden Nycomb, into the lane, throws it up and a travel on him.
4th Southridge turnover. So both teams kind of sloppy taking care of the basketball. Forest Park with 6 turnovers, Southridge with 4. Minute 14 left in the first quarter, tied up at 9.
Landon now into the game for the Rangers. 1:14 to go here in the first quarter. Deadlocked at 9. Drew Howard up the left side for Forest Park. Drew into the lane, all the way to the basket. Finger roll, got it blocked. Drew got it back, put it up, and missed the layup. Rebounded by Caden Nykum. The second one was easier in the first and couldn't get that to fall. Here comes Carter Whitehead up the floor, into the lane, into the corner. Tate three, left pocket, no good. Rebound, Hunter Eckert. Brings it back out to Carter. Carter, top of the key three. Oh.
Yeah, just good hustle there to keep the ball alive. Hunter Eckert gets it back to Carter. He drills a three. Southridge takes a 3-point lead, 12-9.
36 seconds to go, first quarter. Drew Howard up the floor, gets the screen from Nally, comes off on the right side of it. Out to Trevor Berg, marches into the lane, comes to a stop, out to Drew Howard, out deep, three in the air, Nally short. Rangers get the rebound, shot up on the way by Howard, no good, got his own rebound, into the lane, a whistle, and a blocking foul. He was waiting to see that ball go in before he called a charge or a block. And since it didn't go in, he called a block on Southridge. Foul will go against
Hunter Eckert. Yeah, his first, team third. Drew Howard will be at the line to shoot 2 for Forest Park.
Free throw in the air, good for Howard. Ubelor back in. Eckert will take a seat. Drew's got 4, and it's 12-10. Try to make it 5 here for the Rangers. Sharpshooter. Second free throw, good as well. 12-11. Rangers down by 1 here. Southridge with the ball. 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. Carter Whitehead slides it up against Nally on the deep right side. Nally with it. Looks to cut Whitehead off. Whitehead into the lane. Fall-away jumper. His time expired. He got it. Count the basket. Whitehead, a fall-away jumper at the horn. Whitehead with 7 first quarter points after 1 on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. Southridge 14, Forest Park 11. We'll take a break and have more after this. Back to Huntingburg Memorial Gym. Fast-paced first quarter. Raiders lead 14-11.
Yeah, Southridge 6 for 12 from the floor. Forest Park 4 for 12 from the floor. Forest Park with 6 turnovers. Southridge with 4. That's the difference in the contest right now. Turnovers for Forest Park.
Ebelhair will drop it in at the center court stripe. Gets it into Reed Howard for Forest Park. Now out to Trevor Berg. Berg with it for Forest Park. Terminates his bounce. Gives it back to Drew. Howard left of the lane. It's cut off. Ball nearly knocked away. Nally picks it up for Forest Park. Gets it back out to Trevor Berg. Rangers down by 3 here. Winkler with it. Across the way to Ebelhair. Ebelhair goes. Ball knocked away by Carter Whitehead. Raiders are going to have it. Whitehead picks it up. Off to Caden Nykum. Nice pass down low to Mick. Used the shot fake and laid it up and in.
Yeah, good hustle by Southridge there. Take advantage of the miscue by Forest Park.
16-11. Rangers with the ball down. Now Drew Howard loose with the handle. Jump ball called, and it's to Southridge. Rangers kind of sloppy with the basketball last couple of trips. Drew Howard back in. Trevor Berg comes out for the Rangers. Southridge gets it in front of their bench. They drop it in. Carter Whitehead will handle it at the point for the Raiders. Whitehead walks it up. Has it for Southridge with the dribble between the legs. Works it right side on the bounce to Colin Tooley. Tooley with it. Looks baseline to Ubelor right side against Ebelhair. Ubelor out top. Flings it out to Caden Nykum. Out to Carter. Top of the key three. Off the back rim. No good. Rebounded by Reed Howard. Long rebound. Goes out to Drew Howard on the right side. He goes into the lane, into the corner. Ball batted away. Scramble for it. A jump ball call, and this one will go to the Rangers.
Yeah, credit Mick getting in the passing lane there to deflect it. Nearly had the steal.
16-11. 5-point Raider lead. Ebelhair will throw it in across the way for the Ranger 5. Ebelhair looks, gets it into the corner. Back out to Cooper now. Reed Howard at the point. 6:41 to go until halftime. Drew Howard with it for Forest Park on the right side to Reed Howard. Bounces out to Ebelhair. High left to Winkler. Top of the key, Drew. Shot fake. Howard with it. Shovels an underhand pass to Winkler, out deep to Ebelhair. Guarded by Carter Whitehead. Sends it right side deep now into the post to Ebelhair. Tries to back down against Whitehead. Uses dribble into the corner to Nally, left side high. Nally looks to go baseline, gets cut off by Ubelor. Now out to Cooper Ebelhair. He drives it right of the lane, falls down, kept the dribble alive. Gets it to Winkler. Now to Drew Howard. Howard out to Winkler. 3 in the air, top of the key. No good. Rebounded by the Rangers. A second opportunity. Winkler shot from the baseline. No good. Ubelor gets the long rebound for the Raiders. Up the left side, Caden Nykum marches baseline, lays it up off the glass and scores.
Yeah, nobody stopped the ball. Caden just took it to the rim and scored. Southridge extends the lead to 7, 18-11 with 5:46. And Forest Park will take a timeout.
Raiders +7 on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. We'll take a break. We're back after this. Huntingburg Memorial Gym. Raiders on a little run here. They lead by 7 with 5:46 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, holding Forest Park scoreless in this second quarter thus far.
Reed Howard brings it up for Forest Park. Left of the lane, gets the basket shot blocked away from behind, pitches it back out to Nally after they recovered. Nally into the lane with a big jump stop, put it up, no good. Carter Whitehead got the rebound for the Raiders. Whitehead pushes in a hurry across the timeline, circles it out top. Raiders +7, 18-11, 5:24 to go in the second quarter. Whitehead tries to throw it inside, thought Nykum was cutting to the basket and threw it behind him. Turnover for the Raiders. Back in for Forest Park, Jace Berg.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication between Whitehead and Nykum there on the cut. Forces a Southridge turnover.
Caden Bowman back into the game for the Rangers as well. Forest Park, another trip offensively. Reed Howard walks it up right down the middle here at Huntingburg Memorial Gym. Takes it left of the lane, goes all the way to the basket, forces it up and got it.
Yeah, basketball is a simple game. You got to stop the ball, and when you don't do that, it works out for the other team.
Yeah, get in front of your man and way of the goal. Caden Nykum up the left side. He tries to go baseline. Ebelhair cut him off. Flips it back out to Carter Whitehead. Whitehead with it on the deep left side. Whitehead hands it back to Caden. Nykum right in front of us. Throws it out to Tate Whitehead. The freshman, a couple of dribbles, goes to Colin Tooley. Back to Tate, into the post to Mick against Ebelhair. Spins, gets bottled up, into the corner to Tate. Back to Caden, 3 in the air, good!
That's good ball movement there. Mick was triple teamed. He kicked it out. They moved the ball around. Caden Nykum drills a 3.
21-13, Raiders on top. 4:24 to go here in the second quarter. Howard with it for Forest Park. That's Reed. Stops his dribble, leaves it off for Cooper Ebelhair. Ebelhair with it, dives into the lane, puts it up around the rim. No, I think they're going to give him the 2 shots.
Going to get Colin Tooley. Said he got him going up. That'll be the first on Colin, team 4th for Southridge. Cooper Ebelhair will be at the line to shoot 2 for the Rangers.
Fernando Hernandez will check back in for the Raiders. 4:10 to go until halftime. Cooper misses the first free throw. Again, played football quarterback for Ross Foose for 3 years. By the way, the SPNF Youth Football League and Ranger Football having their barbecue chicken dinner on Sunday from 10 until 2 at Flags. Always a great meal. Supporting Forest Park football. Throw that in there for the commish, Eric Ubelor, as Cooper hits the second free throw. 21-14, Raiders with the basketball leading here. 4 minutes to go until halftime. Caden Nykum drives left baseline, leaves it in for Ubelor, just a tad late, and the Rangers pick it off. Here comes Reed Howard, goes into the lane, throws up a wild shot and hits it.
Acrobatic shot, somehow gets it to fall and cuts the lead to 5. 21-16 with 3:40 left in the second quarter.
Reed Howard's got 8. Here comes Nando, brings it up the floor against Berg. Leaves it off in the corner to Tate Whitehead, brings it out on the high right wing. Whips a bad pass out to Ubelor, and it went off his hands and back over the 10-second line for an over and back.
And that's 7 turnovers now for Southridge, 8 for Forest Park.
You just threw that pass kind of underhanded.
Kind of a lazy pass.
Yeah, the chest pass is non-existent these days. It's the old tennis pass, as Coach LaGrange used to call it. 21-16, a 5-point advantage. Like a tennis forehand. Three-pointer on the way for Berg on the right wing, no good. Berg chases down his own rebound on the other end of the court. Ball knocked out of his hands. You're going to say Southridge basketball.
Yeah, and we don't have the stats. I can't keep them, but Forest Park has got to be just killing Southridge on the glass with rebounds.
They've got
offensive
several
rebounds.
second chance points or opportunities for points They really haven't converted, but you're right, the rebounding is going to be skewed. Whitehead getting rid up the floor, or rode up the floor, if you will, by Reed Howard.
It's going to be the foul on Reed Howard, his first, the team's second. So 4-2 on the fouls with 3:02 left in the quarter. Southridge still with a 5-point lead, 21-16.
Raiders inbound across the way. Carter Whitehead will bring it across the timeline. Now under 3. Whitehead with it for Southridge. Leaves it off on the bounce to Fernando Hernandez. Left-handed dribble. Now spins it back to the right high to Caden Nykum outside the three-point line. Nykum on the hold. Flips it out to Tate Whitehead. Whitehead right point to Mick Ubelor. Guarded by Caden Bowman. Ubelor left side. Carter. 3 in the air. Good.
Yeah, Carter's feeling his night. He's having a good night. He's 4 for 5 from the floor.
Yeah, and it's 4 threes for Southridge.
Yeah.
8-point lead. It was just 5, as John mentioned earlier, with 2:24 to go here in the second. Raiders got a bucket when they needed it. Cooper Ebelhair with it out front for the Rangers. Ebelhair throws it to Berg. Berg with it for Forest Park. Goes to Howard. Drew, elbow, left side, got it and one.
Yeah, and that's Tate. Tate Whitehead just hit him on the elbow. Be the second on Tate, team 5th.
That's a good indoctrination of varsity basketball for young Tate to have to check a scorer like Drew Howard.
Yeah.
If you didn't know you were playing varsity basketball for the first 15 games, I think you do now.
Yep.
Because Howard will test you. Whitehead's second foul, and Drew is at the line. He's got 7 points in the game. Trevor Berg back in for Forest Park. Free throw is up and good for Howard. 24-19. Up the floor. Here comes Carter Whitehead. Flips it out to Hernandez with under 2 to play in the first half. Hernandez with it for Southridge. Goes to Caden Nykum on the deep right side. Nykum out to Tate Whitehead. Whitehead spins, gets cut off. Leaves it baseline to Hernandez. He gets cut off, back to Whitehead. Carter with it, right side high to Caden Nykum. Drives right baseline, gets cut off. Contact into the corner. 3 for Tate. No good. Rebounded by Nally. Ranger bench wanted to charge on Caden Nykum. Now up the floor, Drew Howard with it. Spins, top of the key, shovels it off to Berg into the lane. Out deep to Nally. Nally with it, works against Nando. Nando created the turnover, and he picks it up himself. Here comes Southridge. Mick Ubelor up the floor, into the lane, puts it up off the glass and scores.
No foul.
High off the glass. 26-19, 1:12 to go. Raiders up. Here in the half, Reed Howard spins in the lane, off the glass. His shot no good. Whistle and a foul underneath on that rebound opportunity. We'll see who it's on. I think it's a Ranger foul.
That's going to be on Reed Howard, his second, the team 3rd for Forest Park. 1:06 left in the second quarter. Southridge clinging to a 7-point lead, 26-19.
Tooley back in. Cooper Ebelhair as well for Forest Park. So, with 1 minute to go, Hernandez brings it up, Raiders +7. Hernandez stops his dribble out front, goes high right to Colin Tooley. Tooley with it, drives baseline, into the corner, looks around, still in trouble, fires it to Ubelor. Mick brings it back out on the deep right wing outside near the timeline. 40 seconds to go. Ubelor beats his man, skips it underneath to Colin Tooley. The shot fake, the shot, no good, but got hammered. And Colin Tooley, the junior, will be at the line to shoot it twice.
Foul's going to be on Nolan Winkler, his first, the team 4th. Colin Tooley will be at the line to shoot 2 for Southridge.
So Tooley looking for his first points of the game. 26-19, Raiders on top. The left-handed shooter Tooley gets this one to roll in. Next free throw, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Forest Park. 27-19, 30 seconds to go in the first half. Up the floor, Drew Howard for Forest Park. David Welp shouts instructions for this last 20 seconds of the first half. Drew Howard looks around, directs some traffic. Drew with it. Spins it outside. Howard with it. Now fires it baseline to Nally. Out to Berg. Berg with the Jace. Jump stop. to Drew Howard. Drives right baseline, puts it up off the glass, no good. Rebound, Howard got his own rebound, put it up as time expired, no good. The Raiders here at the half, 27-19 leaders over the Forest Park Rangers on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. This Raider basketball game and Forest Park Ranger game brought to you by B&A Construction and Design at 812-683-4600. Any construction project you may have, give the guys and gals at B&A Construction and Design a call at 812-683-4600 or stop by and see them between Jasper and Huntingburg on Highway 231 at those big red buildings. Also, our halftime show tonight brought to you by Thermwood Corporation. Since 1969, machine manufacturing and software development. It's Thermwood Corporation. John, not a bad first half for the Raiders.
No, not at all. Scored 13 points in that second quarter, held Forest Park to 8. So, good defensive quarter for Southridge. Getting a lot of guys in the scorers column. Just one thing, we got to cut down on turnovers. 6 turnovers in that first half to 9 for Forest Park.
So our halftime score, 27-19, Raiders over Rangers. We come back, we'll have our halftime stats and scoring. This is high school basketball on WBDC. Kurt Guxel, John Schneider back out at Huntingburg Memorial Gym for the second half. The Rangers will come out with Winkler, Nally, Ebelhair, Reed Howard, and Drew Howard for Southridge as they break their huddle. I anticipate their original starting five of Ubelor, Hernandez, Nykum, Tooley, and also Carter Whitehead. Southridge will get the basketball, attacking the goal to our right toward their bench toward the west side of Huntingburg Memorial Gym. Ubelor drops it in, and we're off and running here in the second half. Carter Whitehead with it, leaves it off for Caden Nykum. Nykum with it out to Mick Ubelor. Ubelor outside the arc, left side, right side high to Colin Tooley. Looks inside, dribbles a couple of times, leaves it off for Caden Nykum. Spins, tries to go baseline right side, gets cut off by Nally. He brings it out to Carter Whitehead, straight away between the double circle. Outside right to Hernandez, drives toward the baseline. Now he gets cut off. Colin Tooley out to Nykum on the deep left side from Carter. Nykum had 2 threes in the first half, out to Carter Whitehead. Raiders on top, 27-19. Ubelor with it. Ball knocked away right towards us, clanks off the front of the scorer's table, and it's back to Southridge after it was tipped away by the Rangers.
Yeah, Southridge just being really methodical, running their offense. Good passes, trying to get a good shot off here. Not really being in a hurry. You'd like to see that under control.
Ubelor gets it to Carter Whitehead at the point for the Raiders. Stops his dribble, pitches it left side high to Mick. Back to Whitehead, right side to Colin Tooley. Raiders with the basketball. Tooley one dribble to Caden Nykum. Nykum baseline, gets cut off, out to Mick. Ubelor in front of the Raider bench with a couple of dribbles with the right hand. Now goes toward the corner to Caden Nykum. Nykum with it, drives it inside against Nally, puts up a shot. Raiders wanted some contact. Ball ricochets out to Hernandez. Raiders get it back. Nando, deep left side with it against Ebelhair. Goes baseline against him. Ubelor spun him out of there, and Nando brings it back out toward the timeline. Gets it off to Colin Tooley against Winkler. Tooley drives it right side, now brings it back out deep right, stop the dribble, goes to Caden Nykum. Ball tipped away from him, trickles out of bounds back to the Raiders. Rangers getting after Southridge in that half court. So Mick Ubelor will bring it in, does so to Caden Nykum. Nally reaches in with a personal foul, about 35 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, that's got to drive coaches crazy. There's a silly reach-in foul like that. His first, team first of the half. Mick will inbound it right at the scorer's bench here.
Ubelor looks to toss it in. Mick across the timeline to Hernandez. Brings it up against Howard. Hernandez goes baseline, gets cut off, leaves it back out to Colin Tooley. Tooley now to Whitehead. Raiders up 27-19. Whitehead drives it right of the lane, brings it to the elbow, now back out across the back across the three-point line, then dives into the lane, out to Hernandez, deep left side. Hernandez with it now to Whitehead. Whitehead goes baseline, tries to leave it inside. Bad pass picked off by Drew Howard. He goes coast to coast, right side, lays it up and in.
Yeah, if Forest Park's going to do that, Southridge could be in for a tough third quarter here. They cut the lead to 6, 27-21.
Got to find a way to beat that overplaying by Forest Park, whether it be back cuts or just dribbling away from guys like Whitehead does there. Gets across lane, ball kicked away, but a whistle, and it's going to be Southridge basketball on the kick. Goes out of bounds. Raiders to bring it in on the end zone out of bounds. Southridge leads 27-21. Whitehead into the corner, Nykum, three in the air. Rims out, no good, tipped around, Forest Park got it. Up the right side, Winkler to Evilhair. In the middle to Reed Howard, diving into the lane, shoots it and got fouled by Hernandez. So at the line will be Reed Howard.
Nando with the personal, his first, team first. As Kurt just mentioned, Reed at the line to shoot 2 for the Rangers.
Reed Howard had 8 in that first half, 27-21 Raiders. Howard free throw, this one hard. He doesn't miss many either. He'll have another charity toss. Next free throw, got this one 1 out of 2 for Reed Howard. 27-22, the Raider lead. Cut to 5, Nando up the floor for Southridge. Bounce pass to Carter Whitehead. Whitehead terminates his dribble, looks around, leaves it off for Mick Ubelor. Sends it out to Whitehead. Raiders got to stop these scoring droughts that happen in some quarters. Sometimes it's the second quarter, sometimes it's the third. Caden Nykum with it for Southridge. Out to Whitehead, 3 in the air, right point. That'll do it.
Got it, yeah. Good confidence boost for Southridge. Lead back to 8, 30-22, 4:52 left in the third quarter.
Third long ball for Carter Whitehead tonight. Evilhair with it, leaves it off for Nally. Nally had it stripped away by Nando. Hernandez up the right side into the lane. Now we'll circle it back out. Wise move. Out to Caden. 3 in the air, left point. Gone.
Caden was wide open. Just daring him to shoot. He pulled the trigger. Takes the lead back to 11.
His third 3. And speaking of Nykum, Howard in the lane. Had it stripped on a spin dribble. Nando again. Pitch ahead to Carter. Whitehead layup. Ball hit the backboard. The Rangers hit the backboard on that layup, and that should be a goaltending. Kyle Swafford is livid. And a foul on.
Going to be on Landon Nally, his second, team second.
Whitehead went up for the layup, and he laid it up, and the Rangers hit the board.
Caden Nykum got the rebound, and they're going to say over the back on Nally.
Kyle Swafford wanted the goaltending on that.
Yeah, it should have been a goaltending.
That was a big thump. You could hear that from courtside. Raiders get it into Mick. Now to Tooley. Left point, Tooley into the lane. Gets cut off at the free throw line to a back-cutting Nykum. Shovels it inside to Ubelor. He lays it up and in.
Yeah, nice job by Caden with the extra pass to Mick.
David Welp wants a timeout after we just talked about Southridge struggling. It was cut to 5. It's now 35-22 on the timeout on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. 4:01 to play in the third. We'll step aside and have more after this. Back out at Huntingburg Memorial Gym. Forest Park brings it up. Southridge steals it off the timeout. Southridge has it. Into the corner, Nando back out to Carter Whitehead. Raiders up 35-22. So right after the David Welp timeout, the Rangers turn it over. Southridge has it. Hernandez looks around, goes high left to Tooley. Back out to Hernandez. 3:29 to go here in the third quarter. Hernandez with it for Southridge. Has it out front for the Raiders. Point wing deep left to Carter Whitehead. Ball bounced right off his hands into the hands of Drew Howard. He goes in from the right side, lays it up, and the Raiders foul him.
Yeah, that's just silly.
Yeah, that is silly.
Just don't give him an extra point.
Or you just hammer him into the bleachers and make him shoot 2 free throws. Not that you want to do that, but that's just basketball.
Fouls on Carter Whitehead, his second, team second. Drew Howard will be at the line to complete the old-fashioned three-point play.
Just such a good score. Got in the passing lane. Ball was knocked off a Raider, and Drew took it coast to coast. Free throw is up and good. Again, headed to U of E to play baseball. 35-25.
13-point lead down to 10. Just a silly mistake by Southridge.
Mick Ubelor throws it away on an outlet pass, and the Rangers have it. Drew Howard 3, right point, no good. Raiders get the rebound. Carter Whitehead with it, races it across the timeline. Into the corner to Colin Tooley. Walked with it, trying to drive to the baseline. Caden Nykum says, let's just slow it down just a bit. Trying to be the voice of reason. Rangers with 3 minutes to go here in the third, down 10 with the ball. Reed Howard will walk it up toward the Ranger basket on the east side of Huntingburg Memorial Gym. Howard with it for the Rangers. A sophomore guard flips it across the way to Jace Berg into the lane. A whistle and a Southridge foul on that drive by Berg. Couple of Raiders there, Hernandez and Ubelord. It's Mick Ubelord getting the foul.
Yeah, it's the first on Mick, the team third. Reed Howard will inbound underneath the Forest Park basket.
Gets it into Drew Howard, one rhythm bounce, puts it up in traffic, got it, and another and one.
Yeah.
He is just so strong. If you're going to foul him, you got to be a
him
man about it. And not let
on-
him get it up on the rim, and he's just really good. And he gets his 7th point of the quarter and 15th for the game. And, you know, before you know it, he's got that 25 or 30 as he misses the free throw. Raiders get the rebound.
And the foul's on Carter Whitehead. That's his third.
Here comes Whitehead. Raiders lead 35-27. Whitehead up the floor for Southridge. Between the leg dribble, they hound him. Gets it back to Caden Nykum. Spins toward the lane, a whistle and a travel.
And that's the 5th Southridge turnover of the quarter. Now they're just trying to go too fast and do too much. And, you know, they came out and showed some poise running the offense, but, you know, just getting ahead of themselves here late in this third quarter.
2:22 to go, third quarter. Drew Howard will slide it up for Drew turns the corner, flips it off in the corner to Berg. Jace, big jump stop in the lane, gets cut off, goes out to Trevor Berg. He forces it up off the glass, no good. Long rebound, run down by Fernando Hernandez. 35-27, Raiders on the RG Mechanical scoreboard, under 2 to play here in the third quarter. Carter Whitehead with it between the rings. Backs it out now toward the timeline, that Raider logo at center court. Whitehead between the leg dribble, deep left to Hernandez. Hernandez with it, out top to Mick Ubelor in the passing lane. Drew Howard once again lays it up and in. Kyle Swafford has seen enough, wants a timeout. 35-29 leaders here with 1:37 to go in the third. We'll take a break. We'll have more after this. Berg Memorial Gym, 35-29. Raider leads 6. Forest Park digging in defensively, taking advantage of some Raider turnovers. Sloppy with the passes, and the Ranger guards are there to take advantage.
Yeah, 6 turnovers in the quarter thus far for Southridge. Not what Coach Swafford wants out of the halftime break.
Whitehead glides it up for the Raiders here with 1:30 to go in the third quarter. Whitehead in a trap, looks around, leaves it off for Tate Whitehead back in the game. Whitehead, the freshman guard, leaves it off for Carter on the bounce. High right to Tooley. Tooley back to Carter Whitehead. Whitehead with it now to Tate Whitehead. Now to Carter. Whitehead with it now to Tate Whitehead. Off on the high left wing, Caden Nykum drives underneath the basket, threw it back to Carter Whitehead, nearly threw it away. Now Carter gets it, marches into the lane, underhand pass back to Tate Whitehead. Into the corner, Nykum. Nykum in a double team, leaves it, cross lane, ball tipped away, and the Rangers have it again. Reed Howard left side, lays it up and in. Boy, the Raider passing has been absolutely horrendous in the last 3 minutes.
13-point lead down to 4 for Southridge, 35-31. Raiders with 40 seconds left in the quarter.
Baseline, Colin Tooley on a pass over the top, out to Tate Whitehead. Carter, top of the key, Caden Nykum with it. Back out to Carter with 32 seconds to go. Into the corner, Tate. Out to Colin Tooley. Tate Whitehead in the corner. Back out to Colin Tooley. Tooley in the middle. Tate, 3 in the air. Right corner, no good. Rebound, Rangers. Howard got the rebound. They've got it with 17 seconds to go. They'll have it to start the fourth as well. Drew Howard into the corner. Ebelhair, 3, no good. Rebound inside. Southridge had it. It's going to be a foul on Forest Park with 7.9 seconds to go here in the third. Their third team foul. Both teams not fouling very much.
It's going to be on Nathan Berg, his first foul. As Kurt said, the third team foul. 7.9 seconds left, and Mick Ubler will inbound the basketball for Southridge.
So the Raiders get it in with 7 seconds. Carter now across the timeline with 5. Whitehead with it. Into the lane. Runner off the rim. No good as time expires. The Raiders 35. Rangers 31. The Rangers had a good third quarter. on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. We'll take a break and we'll come back with more after this. The fourth quarter, 35-31, Raiders by 4. You wouldn't expect anything less than a Dubois County rivalry matchup. Rangers have the ball to begin the fourth quarter. Caden Bowman checks in for Forest Park. Again, the Raider turnovers, and they led to a lot of home runs for Forest Park, as they say, those live ball turnovers into points.
7 in that quarter for Southridge. All the scoring for Forest Park done by the Howards.
Berg with it for Forest Park, spins against Hubelor, gets cut off, puts it up anyway, no good. Ball tipped around the board. Caden Bowman brought it out of there. Another offensive rebound. We talked about that in the first half. Drew Howard, big jump stop in the lane, lost control of the ball off his knee, out of bounds, back to the Raiders. Southridge going to have to find a way to do something in the half court.
Yep.
We talked about that early in the third quarter, then they reeled off about 8 straight points.
And then it's been all Forest Park since that point.
So the Raiders bring it up. Whitehead, Tate to Carter. Can't be afraid to get that ball into the lane. Tate Whitehead out to Colin Tooley. Tooley had a bad, lazy pass, and Rangers jumped up and took it away. Here comes Reed into the lane. Scoop, no good. Got his own tip and put it up and in. Reed Howard with 13. It's a 2-point Raider lead. An absolute meltdown here in the late stages of the third quarter and start of the fourth for the Raiders. Tate Whitehead with it. Bounces back to Carter Whitehead. The Raider offense has been sluggish. Whitehead to Tate. Into the corner to Colin Tooley. It's been sluggish because they throw the ball to the other team, and they just did it again. Drew Howard, layup, right side, and we're tied. Unbelievable. Good work by the Rangers defensively. 35-35.
They battled back in this from a 13-point deficit, 13-0 run for Forest Park.
6:34 to go in the fourth quarter. Raiders have the basketball. Out front, Tate Whitehead with it. Rangers have struggled at times defensively, but tonight they're just taking advantage of the Raiders' bad passes, playing pretty good defense in the half court, turning them into fast break points. We've got a whistle and a bump out on Jace Berg. So the Raiders have the ball out of bounds. Berg's second foul. Back in for Forest Park. Winkler, also Nally for Forest Park. Trevor Berg and also Jace Berg take a seat.
Southridge yet to get a shot up this quarter to 4 for Forest Park.
2 minutes gone by, not a shot attempt. That tells you all you need to know about the turnovers. Whitehead with it, point wing, deep right to Mick Hubelor. Hubelor with it, goes baseline, gets cut off, back out to Colin Tooley. 3 in the air, missed it. Rebound by the Rangers. They save it back in. Howard got it into Bowman. He gets it back. Here comes Drew. Barrels into the lane, lays it up and in. And the Rangers lead. Howard with 21. It's 37-35. Rangers bounce back from a 13-point third quarter deficit. Whitehead with it. Into the lane. Puts it up. No good, but got fouled. That's what the Raiders got to do. Get it in the lane.
Yeah, get in the lane. Drive to the rim, see what happens. Fouls on Reed Howard, his third, the team fifth. Carter Whitehead will be at the line to shoot 2 for Southridge.
We'll have a chance to tie it up here. Carter Whitehead with 13. Scored that 3 in the third quarter, and that was all he got in that third quarter. Same way with Nykem, who has 13 as well. Now Whitehead hits the free throw for his 14th point. 37-36, Raiders trail by 1 after the big flurry by Forest Park in the third, and here to start the fourth. Second free throw by Whitehead, rattled it home, and we're deadlocked at 37 with 5:29 to go. Raiders have done all right defensively in the half court against Forest Park. It's just been those runouts after turnovers. Reed Howard with it for Forest Park, inside to a cutting Nally. Raiders got caught sleeping on a screen.
Nally cut the basket off a screen, and Southridge fell asleep. Forest Park takes the lead, 39-37.
Comes Whitehead with it. Carter had the ball knocked away. It's loose on the floor. Caden Nykem picked it up. Somebody's got to be open underneath. Mick Hubelor lays it up and in. Forest Park scrambled after that loose ball, and they found Hubelor underneath the basket. We're tied at 39. 4:52 to go in this one. It's going to come right down to the wire. Here comes Drew Howard. Howard with it, spins away. Has it right side, flips it out to Nally. He goes left side to Ebelhair. Into the corner, Winkler three. No good. Rebound, tipped. Mick Ubelor got it. Reed Howard tried to tip it. He tipped it right to Ubelor. Here comes Carter Whitehead up the floor for Southridge. Tied at 39 to a back cutting Colin Tooley. He missed the layup. Mick got the rebound. He got fouled. He'll shoot it twice. Good pass into Tooley.
Yeah, good
he
find.
Just got caught away from
no man's land.
Yeah,
there.
he was running away from the basket and tried to flip it back over. Pass a split second earlier, he would have had a layup.
Landon Nally is going to get the foul. His third, the team sixth. They're going to say it's on the floor, so Carter will inbound the basketball.
That doesn't make sense.
Southridge is in the bonus, though. They'll shoot 1-1 here on out.
Ubelor gets it in. Now to Carter Whitehead, tied at 39. Whitehead out deep to Caden Nykum. Nykum drives into the lane. Ball kicked by the Rangers. It's back to Southridge. 39-39, Raiders and Rangers. Again, next Forest Park foul here in the final 4:14 will lead to bonus free throws. Raiders with just 14 fouls. Southridge 7-8, Rangers 5-7. Not too many times either of these teams are under 500 in this affair. Raiders get it into Nykum. Nykum with it, flips it left to Carter Whitehead outside the arc. He slants it in the paint, rises from 15, and he drilled it.
Yeah, good move by Carter to get to the rim, get to the basket. And the floater takes the lead, 41-39, 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Reed Howard walks it up for Forest Park. He's played awfully well tonight. Howard whistle and a foul on Southridge as Howard
Nykum, I think.
dumped the ball back out to Nally.
Be the first on Caden, team fifth for Southridge.
Hernandez back in for the Raiders. Tate Whitehead will take a seat. 3:54 to go. Rangers down by 2 underneath their basket with the inbound play. They get it into Drew Howard. Drew drives left baseline.
He's trying to do too much. Tried to do too much. Spin dribble on the baseline. Stepped out. Forces the turnover, so they're fifth of the half as well.
Raiders did a good job of using that baseline as an extra defender. Howard had no room, so now Southridge with the 2-point cushion has the basketball. Carter Whitehead slides it up for the Raiders. Whitehead with it. Goes out to Caden Nykum, drives inside, flips it out to Tate Whitehead, back in. Tooley, right corner three, no good. Long rebound, Drew Howard, here he goes. Dives in the lane, pulls up with a runner, no good. Rebound battle for Forest Park, another offensive rebound. It's Reed Howard, top of the key, three in the air, no good. Rebounded by Caden Nykum on the long rebound that you heard David Welp talk about on our pregame show. Caden Nykum with it, out to Carter Whitehead. Raiders with a 2-point edge with 3:09 to play. They coughed up a 13-point third quarter lead. Carter, right of the lane, goes off to Tate Whitehead. Whitehead with it, the freshman guard against Drew Howard. Tate Whitehead with it. Between the leg dribble, slices into the lane, jump stop, gets caught off, goes to Caden Nykum. Caden with it, terminates his dribble, back to Tate. Whitehead with the basketball for Southridge. Bounces off to Carter Whitehead, 2:41 to play. Raiders spreading the floor. A foul on Forest Park will be one in the bonus. Carter into the lane, throws up a runner. He got it right away.
A heck of a move by Carter. Takes the lead to 43-39, 2:28 left.
6 in the quarter for Whitehead, 19 for the game. Coming up big here in the decisive minutes. Reed Howard with it for Forest Park. Into the corner, 3 in the air by Berg. Air ball rebounded by Mick Ubelor. And
2:10 left.
Forest Park back defensively. 4-point lead for Southridge. 2 minutes to play. Tate Whitehead to Carter Whitehead. Another bad pass. Now it's knocked away. Carter Whitehead picks it up. Now Forest Park picks it up. Howard in the lane, lays it up and in. Boy, the ball was just squirting away from both teams, and Howard was right there. It's a 2-point game. Southridge on top with $1:45 to play. Carter Whitehead, ball kicked away into the stands with some velocity on it, and it's back to the Raiders.
Yeah, and that Forest Park cuts the lead down to 2 with the 10th Southridge turnover of the half.
Mick Ubelor throws it in, ball knocked away by Cooper Ebelhair. David Welp thought it might have glanced off
I think
a Raider.
Coach Welp and the official are kind of laughing about it right now.
Yeah,
Welp
Dave tried to steal
one.
a call, yep. Greg Bechtel's been around a lot. He's one of the best officials around. He said, no, David, we're going to give it to Southridge, and rightfully so. Carter Whitehead slides it up for Southridge. Leaves it off for Tate Whitehead. Whitehead tries to bust through a trap. In trouble, gets it to Carter. Whitehead with the Raiders up 2. Baseline, Caden Nycom underneath the basket. Puts it up hard. No good. Rebounded by Forest Park. Then Nycom commits a foul. It's the sixth foul. I mean, he's 80 feet away from the basket. You don't need the foul in that situation. There's no way he was going to get the ball back. And it's going to be Forest Park basketball. Rangers down 2 with 1:21 to go.
Next foul for both teams, they're in the bonus. Six fouls for each team.
Hernandez back in for Tate Whitehead for defensive purposes here. Rangers bring it up. Drew Howard with it. Hands it back out to Reed Howard. Now to Cooper Ebelhair. Ebelhair with it. Now to Drew. Drew outside. Carter Whitehead guards him, to whistle. And a foul going to the basket. It's going to be one in the bonus, and that's where that foul 30 seconds ago was silly. Now you put them at the line for one in the bonus on perhaps a bailout. If you don't have that 17th foul, they just bring it in underneath the basket. Tate Whitehead back in to handle the ball. Nando goes out, back in for the Rangers, Trevor Burr.
And the foul for Southridge was on Carter Whitehead. That's his 4th personal, so he's got to be careful with 1:02 left, and Southridge clinging to a 2-point lead.
Drew Howard, one in the bonus. Rangers down 2. Free throw number 1 is up and good for Drew. He's got 7 in the quarter. 24 for the game. Again, we talked about it. Next thing you know, he's got 25, 26, 30 points.
Prolific scorer.
Free throw good, got them both, and we are tied. Timeout on the floor, 1:02 to play on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. Rangers and Raiders deadlocked at 43. We're back after this. Tied at 43, 1:02 to go here in this contest. Raiders have the basketball. David Welb setting up his pressure.
Yeah, looking at the timeout situation, Southridge does have 4 timeouts, so plenty to spare if you get in trouble here. Can't get it in, or you get trapped, take a timeout.
So Mick Ubelor to inbound. Rangers will be good in their pressure. Carter Whitehead gets it for Southridge. Diagonal pass to Colin Tooley. Had Nycom sprinting up the floor. Tooley has it. Gets it out to Carter Whitehead. Tied at 43. The Raiders have the arrow on a jump ball. Carter Whitehead with it to Caden Nycom out front. Nycom with it for Southridge. Caden out front against Howard. Foul will go into bonus for Southridge if they get fouled. Caden Nycom out near the timeline, has it on the left wing to a back-cutting Carter Whitehead into the lane, scoops it up, left it short, tipped around, volleyballed around. The Rangers have it with 24 seconds to go. Reed Howard marches into the lane, scores. Reed Howard. And the Rangers lead with 16 seconds to go, 45-43, timeout on the floor, Southridge. 14 seconds to go. The Raiders will have the ball to try to tie it. We'll take a break, and we're back after this. Out at Huntingburg Memorial Gym, 14.2 seconds to go, 45-43. Rangers on top. The Raiders will bring it the length to try to tie it or win it. Southridge looks to get it in. They get it into Tate Whitehead. Whitehead up the floor for Southridge, calls the timeout with 11 seconds in front of the Raider bench. 45-43, Raiders down by 2, 11 seconds to go. Southridge will have the basketball, take a timeout, and come back after this. Huntingburg Memorial Gym, game reset. Rangers 45, Raiders 43, 11 seconds to go. Southridge has the basketball, inbounds in front of their bench on their side of the court. A foul by Forest Park will lead to 1 in the bonus for Southridge. Mick Ubelor will inbound, Landon Nally guarding the ball.
If you're Forest Park, you think about fouling here.
Ubelor with it. Goes to Carter Whitehead in the forecourt. He'll have to bring it across the timeline. Whitehead with 7, now with 6. Dives into the lane. Spins, ball knocked away by Forest Park. And that will do it. Reed Howard goes in, lays it up at the horn. And the Rangers, well, they're going to wave it off. Yeah, nevertheless, the Rangers are going to have the victory. 45-43, they wave off the basket as the Rangers come back from the dead to win it. A 13-point deficit in the third quarter, and they win it 45-43 against the Southridge Raiders. Big win for Forest Park.
Yeah, it sure was. You know, you go back and look, Southridge had a 35-22 lead in the third quarter, and Forest Park outscored Southridge 23-8 down the stretch to hang on for the win.
So the Rangers win it here, 45-43 over Southridge. That'll wrap up our coverage on 18 WJTS TV. The game will air tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 on 18 WJTS. So that'll wrap it up on 18 WJTS.